Hey, welcome. This is the rule of halves. It is the proportions of the face. It'll help you draw a face, even if you don't draw very well. It'll show you how to put the proportions of the face together, put all those features together, and put them in the right spot. So I've attached to this assignment a handout that has a printout of a blank head, like you see here on the screen. If you can print that out, do that now. Hit pause, go print it out. Or if you already have it, you're ready to go. If you don't have the ability to print it out, get a piece of paper that you can draw on, and then draw out a large egg shape on your paper to the best of your ability, please. And if you need to do that, go ahead and hit pause, and then we're going to move on. Okay, so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be drawing on one side of your paper, and you're going to write notes on the back side of your paper, okay? And then to turn this assignment in, you're going to take a picture of the front and the back to turn it in, okay? So the rule of halves, you're going to see the rule of halves deals with a lot of halves or halves. And the first one is the eyes are halfway between the top of the head and the bottom of the chin. So what I want you to do is on this blank head here that you have printed out, or maybe you drew one out, I want you to draw a horizontal line across where you think the middle is, okay? Now, if you want to get a ruler and measure from the top of the head to the line and the bottom of the chin to the line, but you want to make sure to get it out as close as you can to the middle, okay? Now, sometimes the middle doesn't look like the middle, but it actually is. So if you need to use maybe your fingers to measure it or a ruler, please do that. Draw a line across the middle of the head. Now, at any time, if I'm moving too fast, hit pause and do what you're supposed to do, and then start playing again, okay? All right, so number two is the eyes are equally spaced between each other and the side of the head. The eyes are equally spaced between each other and the side of the head. So what that means is, if you look at number three here, there are 5 eye widths across the face. So what I've done here is on that horizontal line, I've made 4 tick marks that are equally spaced from each other, right? So equal spacing. And again, you can just eyeball it if you want and try to get that equal spacing, or if you want to use a ruler to measure. But you want this spacing to be as close to the same as possible. Otherwise, your eyes are going to end up looking really, really weird. Okay? All right. So here are some eyes drawn in. Now, the eyes are kind of an oval shape, but a little bit of a point on the outside edges, right? And then the eyes also have that little kind of indent here on the inside where there's like tear ducts and stuff like that. Okay, so do your best to draw that kind of almond shape here on each eye, and then you're going to draw the eyeballs inside. Now, we're not seeing the complete circle of the iris, right? Because the eyes are not always wide open to see the whole thing. And then go ahead and do draw in your pupil as well. And again, these are kind of centered inside the shape of the eye. Number four, let's talk about where the nose is. The bottom of the nose is halfway between the eyes and the bottom of the chin. So you're going to draw a horizontal line that's halfway between that first line you drew and the bottom of the chin. Okay, so between the first line you drew and the bottom of the chin, you're going to draw another horizontal line. And again, find some way that you can kind of measure this, because it often doesn't look like it is halfway, but it is. So make sure that you do measure that. Now, the width of the nose is the same as the width between the eyes. So after that, I want you to draw a line that goes vertically from the inside of the eye straight down to that last horizontal line that you drew. Now, this is going to be how wide the nose is. I know that seems crazy, but it's actually not the whole entire nose that's that wide. It's just the nostrils, right? So the edge of the nostrils are going to be inside those two lines, okay? So it's not this top part up here that's that wide. That makes it look like you have a big, flat, broken nose. It's the nostrils. Now, to draw the nose, what I do is I do something I call a seagull with C's. So this part of the nose here is kind of like, a bird or a seagull that's way far away. And then I put a C on one side and a backwards C on the other, and you have a simple little nose there, okay? And that rests on that horizontal line. Okay, number 6. The bottom of the lower lip is halfway between the bottom of the nose and the bottom of the chin. So you're going to draw a third horizontal line, okay? And this is halfway between the second line that you drew and the bottom of the chin again. So we got same spacing here. Now this looks a little bigger here because just how large the chin is up here, but because it's smaller and closer together down here, this looks a little bit shorter distance, but it's actually the same. So make sure you're measuring that out. And again, the lower lip is going to rest on top of this line. But next, let's talk about the width of the mouth. Number 7, the width of the mouth is the same as the distance between the center of the eyes. So you're going to draw a little bit of a guideline that goes from the center of the eye all the way down to that last horizontal line on each side. Now this is how wide the mouth is going to be. Okay, that's how wide the mouth is going to be. And the lower lip again rests on that line. Okay, and then the width of the mouth goes out to these lines here. Okay. Now, with all of these features, you may not be exactly in these measurements, right? Your face might be a little tiny bit different, but that is fine and normal, right? Everyone's gonna be a little bit different, but everybody falls super, super close to this, right? Maybe your nose is a little wider, maybe it's a little skinnier. Maybe your mouth is a little wider, maybe it's a little skinnier. Everyone's a little different, but everybody falls very, very close. The differences are very, very minor, if any. Okay, so that was the mouth. And then let's talk about the ears. Okay, the ears connect to the head on the same line as the eyes, right? So the ear connects to the head on this same line. Okay, and then it goes up and above, and then it comes down. And then the bottom of the ear, number 9, is on the same line as where the nose rests. Okay, so yes, ears are big, and they do look big, and again, everyone's ears are going to be a little bit different, but they pretty much are all going to connect on this line and go down to this line where the nose is. Okay, so that's 8 and 9, your ears. And then what you're going to do is you're going to finish. So I want you to erase all your guidelines. Okay, so all those horizontal lines, all the vertical lines, and then I want you to go ahead and add details and shading and hair and stuff like that to the best that you can. And then you'll see that it starts to look more like a real person. Okay. So again, if you need to make sure that you are stopping and pausing throughout that, if you just ran right through it, you can return back to it. And again, notes on one side, drawing on the other, take a picture to turn in for that assignment.